Greetings and hello and welcome back to the Insanity. Last time we left off, we cleaned up the old sand area, sort of, to be able to build some rails over there. Over... barely even recognize myself. Over here, there's now rails going through here, which is cool. And then we worked on this centralized stone city block. In this episode we will hopefully continue working a bit with this block. But first, as usual, we have a couple of other things to fix. And quite many things actually. So I'm not sure if we have time to fix the stone city block. Hello robots, how lovely of you to come see me. Get out or something. First of all, there is a certain aluminium requester that I would like to change. Oh, and I need some of these and probably maybe some of these. I have been going through a bit what the long-term plan should be, because right now it feels like we are more or less stuck doing the same things all over again. And I don't really enjoy that. Don't need borax here at the moment. I don't really need coke either. Coal is already there, wood, sure, let's keep that, why not, or rather no. Let's clean that up as well, good. Now let's see. Where is the quenching area? Here is the quenching. Oh, damn it. I can't drive. Should let the train do the driving for me. Oh, phytomining, how great is that? So I've been looking at like what the long-term plan is for things. And let's say that it will take a while before we get to the next science pack. That's for sure. Now we are going to make a little change to this train station. Quite big change actually. Because we are going to make this train station both a provider and a requester at the same time. How does that work, you might ask? Well, it works just perfectly fine, is my answer to that. So we are going to use this little blueprint that I've been working on. Although in order to use this little blueprint we need to change things around here a bit, because things are as usual a mess. What else would they be? Come on. Thank you. And this one should not have this set anymore. So this is a blueprint that I have been working on outside of the videos, but to be meant to be used within the videos, within this map. So this is circuit thingy, controller, and it will allow this train station to both request and provide. And I will walk you through a little bit how this one works. First of all, we need to have some fluids here. And then let's see, we should have... Actually, I want a pump. That way we can control it better. And a sinkhole. So when saline water is more than 85, which should probably not happen for a long while, but still. So first of all, we need to configure a signal here to tell it to use saline water. And right now, as this is pretty much empty, this signal is sent out. Oh, and by the way, here we have like a provide threshold and request threshold. So this signal is propagated to a couple of other values, and here it says how much we have, which right now is nothing. And then this signal is inverted and multiplied by minus 50k, which is like our request value. And right now, since there is, for everything that is less than the request threshold, which at the moment is saline water, we are outputting an R, which is for requests. And this combinator here receives this R thingy, which is the request signal, and multiplies the saline water by that. So if the request value is set, it will output something. If request value is not set, then it will not output anything. And by using this approach, I'm able to automatically make this station request saline water, which it's currently doing. So here you can see the result of things. Now there is still a train on its way, I think. So it will fill up with some saline water. And then if at any point the signal would be more than the provide threshold, we will output the S, which is for like set or for, yeah, something supply. And this signal is then forwarded to a little so-called RS latch here, which is telling it to just, it's kind of like a memory cell. It just remembers the value. So, and that's to control these pumps to make sure that it doesn't request and provide at the same time. So this is a little cool mechanism that I invented, and I think we will be using it more times. So whenever if this PyTank would have more than 70k suddenly, it would start providing things. And now that it has more saline water than the request threshold, it doesn't provide anything, it doesn't request anything. So now it's just using up the saline water that it has there. Pretty cool, huh? Right, that was a long explanation. Moving right along, although I still think that maybe there's more things I can explain about this. Either way, let's see. We should be going to... Why am I even trying to drive? Driving manually is hard, mostly because I have two different intersections. So there's a couple of things to fix here. The thing here is that the meat from the fishes is taking up a bit of space. So I'm going to upgrade this to a warehouse. And I should also learn to walk on the Nexely tiles. And also we don't really need this bone anymore, at least not from there. Cool, huh? So this means that we can ask our robots to clean up this belt. Which I'm going to do now, since I'm here anyway. Oh no, there is a bone mill there. Or a bone rather. Okay, let it be the last bone. So now let's see. We have a bit of a problem regarding the amount of coke that we have available, because we don't have any coke available essentially in LTN, and I'm going to try and fix that. The way I'm going to fix that is by re-enabling this station to produce not coke but coal. Why do I want this to provide coal, you might wonder? Excellent question. You can actually have like a bit more, maybe 2000. So I would like this to provide coal, because we are going to use that coal elsewhere to make coke. And that elsewhere is of course in the coke factory area, which is down here. First of all, we will go down here. And change this train station a little bit. Because this one should not be providing coal to the same place as we are going to request it. Which is why it's important to use the network ID. Otherwise, bad things can happen, or rather will happen. And then we would like to use this coal dust. Up here. Instead of the coal, with the simple reason that it's cheaper, or yeah, it's more efficient, it's more awesome. Oh, and in order to actually use it, having a inserter there tends to help. So now let's go and request this coal, which we will naturally do at the top here. And I think we will need to make this rails a bit longer. Otherwise it just doesn't fit. Cool. Now let's see. Item requester, yes please. Okay, that's a train station there already, so let's build it here. And let's see, this should request coal, and lots of it. So this coal, and of course this should have encoded network ID 2, so that it doesn't request from the network ID 1. And let's see, where do you think you're going? You are going to the very wrong place. Please go back to the depot. And thank you for reminding me that I would like to... Let's see, coal and coke. Coal requester. Thank you for reminding me to change the names of my train stations. Something I am very horrible at. So this should output some coal. And then the coal should go... Oh my god. Dear me. It should go through all this mess. And it should go down to this area, where it essentially will be... Let's see. Whoops. So please take from the right hand side as a priority. And feel free to balance the belt a little bit. Thank you. So this should help it a bit. We still actually have a bit of a loop here. I don't like that. So what we could do instead... Yeah, let's ignore the splitter. That was a bad idea. Changing the plan. So what we could do instead is to just add a couple of belts here and allow this to take from these belts. Something like that. Because all the coal that comes from here, we would like it to be processed into coke. And I'm probably going to need more of these machines. Basic oxygen furnace. I can't make more of these machines because I don't have stone. How very nice. Where is my train? Of course, it's at the top. Very well. Look at this. We have a delivery of coal, and it came from the coke provider place. And these areas are not covered by radars, and we currently only have one roboport, so that's not helpful either. I guess then we'll just... we'll walk on foot. Or rather, we will walk quickly on foot. Because here we should do a couple of things as well. Namely, provide some lime that we are producing here. To LTN. Let's see, is this one going to... Need more transport belts. Ah, of course, this one has what? That doesn't quite make sense. Ah, okay, so we have the stop there. Okay, then fine. Then we can actually plug this one in. and tell it that we would like to enable this if we are requesting lime, which we should do soon. And I don't like that this one is requesting chromium. It should... can you not do that? How about we connect you to you instead, and then we just make a little change there. And then we mark this one as requesting chromium, so that we don't break anything, and requesting lime. Because the lime we will need for later, like everything else essentially. Okay, so here is a good place to add this. Oh, come on. Please. If I ask nicely. Lime less than 0. Thank you. No. Chromium. Chromium less than 0. That's better. Thank you. And as if that wasn't enough, there is also something else we are producing here, even though we barely have anything of it whatsoever. And that's slaked lime. And hopefully this production should be increased as we get some more coke, which I hope we will get now. So actually this might be a good place to use our little new blueprint again. Can you please just move over here somewhere where you are not in the way? Thank you. So using another one of these blueprints. Yes, I can make one, thank you. Can you also please make me a logistic train stop or a few? They tend to be useful. And since I don't have any Roboport coverage, I'll have to just construct things manually here. So this will be useful in case we start a slaked lime production anywhere else. Currently we don't have anything else, but maybe one day, you know. Slaked lime, yes please. Perfect. And here I'm not worried about overflow, because slaked lime is kind of like the main ingredient here. Very well. This is gonna take a bit of time before that's... Oh, here, let's see, we forgot something. What is this area called? What are the other... Sodium hydroxide. That seems reasonable. And this is slaked lime. Thank you! Okay, that was half an hour of essentially nothing. Let me just check that I have fixed things. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Then we can get back to the little belt thingy because I like cleaning things up. Because I think that the bone has passed. So we would just like to get rid of this belt. That's a few less underground belts to deal with. A little bit less spaghetti. This machine is no longer required. And neither is this steam in that case. So there will not be anything anymore on these belts. So we're cleaning up some more spaghetti. Because this one is getting the bone meal from another place, essentially. And we are missing a lot and lots of glass, which is a problem. Let's see, where's my train? Where is my train? Oh, it's over there. That should allow us to walk a bit faster in this area at least. So heading over to the stone area, which is right in front of us, literally. And this path, at least I can drive. At least I know how to drive this. Good. And by the way, this is the saline water we are mainly providing to our other place. So this one needs to have a couple of more filter inserters over there. Speaking of filter inserters, I also need some fast inserters and a whole bunch of them. Because we are missing things over here. Solid separator. What am I missing? I'm missing iron. Luckily we have Roboport coverage here, so that's good. That actually means that all we need to do is to provide some things to LTN. Right now, solid separators. We should take a look at this one more often. We are missing 7 of them. 13 inserters, 1 soil extractor. I do have a soil extractor on me, so let me help you with that. Thank you. Then let's go and see if we can find some iron. It looks grim. But let's go check. And by the way, as I was talking about before, that I had been planning a bit like the overall goals and the long-term plans. One of the big next things that we should fix is advanced casting. The reason for that is that it's pretty simple to do. For some values of simple, naturally, clay is easy. We already know how to do that. Silicon is not too complicated. And green SiC is essentially coke, graphite, which is another form of coke, and powdered quartz. Powdered quartz we will be providing later on to LTN. And then there is the wax, which is from the arcades, which we have sort of just started a little bit, but the main thing here is that we need oleochemicals and bodospores. Bodospores is fairly easy, it's just a spore collector. The oleochemicals is slightly trickier, but not too tricky. They essentially need lard, which can be made from bones or from animals and stuff. So it's fine, really. So at some point we need to focus on that. First, we of course need to fix 7 solid separators. Damn, that's a lot. Oh. And copper. Okay, not sure how many this is, but it's a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Are you missing anything else? You are missing 11 fast inserters. I think we can help you with that. Oh, we do need a steel chest. So once all these crafts are done, I will just put down this chest somewhere. Good. So there's 2 things to be done. One of them is to go. Stop hitting trains. Continue fixing the new stone area. Which I will focus on for a little bit at least. For example, let's see, we started adding these things and we do have stone coming in from up here. We should actually provide or request this titanium ore at somewhere else at some point. Of course I need more inserters. Okay, what am I missing? Oh, duralumin. How nice. Very well. So this should output some stone, please. And then at some point later on, this should output some gravel. And how about we add some power? Another belt. And here we have stone. So here we have stone to gravel. And where should we put the gravel? Gravel should actually be provided from here. Are we providing it already? No, we are not. Why are we not? Because we haven't asked it to do so. Yeah, 4,000 is still a good number. And then there is the stone, which we will actually be providing over here. Cool. And this gravel, let's see. Yes, that's a 1 and that's a 2. Good. They belong to different LTN networks, which means that they will not be providing things to each other. And that probably also means that I should not request, not have gravel over here, but instead over here. Cool. It would be handy if I would have some kind of counter for like how much gravel do I have or how much stone do I have here. At the moment I don't have that, but we will see. Oh, look at this. That's surprising actually. Oh, saline water, okay. I have a feeling I can find out what's wrong, but let me show you, or first let's just wait for this one to shut up. Is it possible that I have been making a mistake? Wait until cargo is empty. Okay, now you're leaving. So let's see if it's possible that this is where the problem is. 25. Might be actually. Oh. Okay, this one is currently not requesting anything. That's very nice of you. So how about we go to some other place that won't like some saline water, like over here maybe? So let me showcase a new mod that I have been working on. This is a train log and it shows what things are going where essentially. And here we can see that in the last hour we have quenching saline water provider have apparently gotten a request, but it did not empty anything. So that does seem to be the problem. Which is interesting. I thought this one was working, but I'm guessing that apparently it's still has a few issues in it. So if we take a look at this saline water again, now we can click on train 44 here and then we can see how it's going, where it is, what it's doing, and so on. And we can see that it hasn't been able to empty everything. So I will just be adding a couple of others here as well. Because I would like it to quickly empty things out and then go back to base, essentially. So that was a little bit unplanned, but at least we got some use case for our new mod. I haven't uploaded it to the mod portal yet, but I think I will do so quite soon. If you are interested in testing the mod before I put it out, please just add a comment and I'll get in touch with you somehow. It's a very useful mod at least. And speaking of which, let's just take a look a bit at what has been going on. We are getting some steel plates requests. at the drilling heads item requester, and then we are getting some ore production item requester, so seems like things are mostly running smoothly. We got the delivery of molten iron, that's helpful, molten steel as well. Awesome. Anyway, back to where we were. I think I would like to have a splitter here, and I need more belts, god. Because here I would like this to go into these things to make us some extra tar, because tar is incredibly useful. Or so they say. Do I have any water nearby? Or, oh, haha, see? I have a little swimming pool. Whoops. Okay, now that we have this passive provider chest, let's... Oops, now of course we have used up some of the inserters. But at least I hope this should help it with some solid separators. And let's see, offshore pump, where are you? Didn't I just make one? There you are. Thank you. Oh, thank you, the Halumin, exactly what I would like. Please give me some more fast inserters. So here I would like to have one for water, one for tar, and then I also need some tailings. Okay, let's actually add the water from this side. And then the side products should just go along, so to say. And then the tailings, naturally. And now I can see that, okay, it should be fine if I just move this a bit up. Oh, and I do, well, I actually have a solid separator here, but I would like to change the recipe. Because I would like to use the tailings dust, I think. Yes, and let's see, what about this coarse fraction? Okay, I do have another place where that can go. Perfect. Actually, exactly perfect. How about that? Not every day that happens. So I'm hoping that these should help us with our little tar problem, which still does seem to be a problem. And why not provide it over here, I guess? Signals. Thank you. And let's see, fluid provider. Yeah, that's actually exactly what we want to have here. One there, and the next one goes here. Can I make 2 of these? No, I can't. Oh well. Do I have anything for stone processing? Yes. So let this be a tar provider. And then let's actually even have a tailings provider. Not every day that happens. Perfect. Oh, and then let's see. The tar is over here. You were the tar provider. Good. Then the other one must be the tailings provider. Thank you. Now how about you start doing something? In order to do something, it seems like you need to have a couple of inserters and stone and things. And this will sure eat up a lot of stone. That much I can tell you. And it's fairly quick, so one inserter is not even enough. And here we will get tailings dust and coarse fraction. The coarse fraction we can deal with elsewhere. But the tailings dust we can put into good use over here. Oh, you need water apparently. How about that? And you would also like to get rid of your tar. Let's help you with that. And you are already getting rid of your tailings. Good. So let's help you get rid of these things. We do have this over here, which is quite far away. I'm wondering, can I make another classifier? Of course I can't. And I'm running low on inserters, so I think it's time to go for a little run. Assuming I can find my train, that is. Thank you, train. Yeah, that seems like a good place to go. Although first we would like to go up here. I think I'm also lacking quite a bit of simple circuit boards. And I'm not sure how that production is going, really. That's some duralumin at least. And how about we take some lead as well while we are here? We don't need any tin. Good. Moving on to the next one. And then going to the circuit production after that. Iron. Always iron. A bit of copper. Why not some steel? Now the big question, do we have any simple circuit boards? I am very afraid that we might not have that. We do not. Because we are missing urea. So I wonder, how does it look like the last hour? Has there been any deliveries of ore? I don't think so. Any deliveries of urea? And it sure doesn't look like it. So apparently not. And that's not good. But it is what it is. So moving back down again. Urea is missing glass, of course, which requires us to sort of more or less continue working on this stone processing area, because this is providing some quartz ore. Oh, we do have a bit of titanium ore that we should put into good use somewhere at some point. So, classifier, please. Oh dear, that's gonna take a while. Okay, then let's work on these things. So, and here I would like it to split between these things. To provide me with both coal dusts, rich dusts, and copper ore and iron ore. Speaking of which, I need a lot of iron for these belts. And then let's see. Why are you not making anything else? I see. You are drastically lacking. And 2 filter inserters, fine. Are we seriously missing a constant combinator? Not sure where, but fine, let's add a couple of them. Oh, but that will just go back to my inventory. Will it not? I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, great, thank you, Oh, okay, thank you, robots. So, this should then go somewhere, essentially. Aiming at just getting it up here. And I don't really care how much of it is delivered, because this is a side product, and as such I would like it to deliver as much as possible. Okay, we are inside that coverage, and I think we have entities to construct it, so let's Let the robots do the job, essentially. So the classifier that we already had. God damn it. No, it's... Okay, yes, this is what we would like to have. Gravel. I thought this would be using two different machines, but oh well. Oh, and this is requiring another product, or another ingredient rather. So let's use it like such. A little bit of spaghetti, but we've seen much worse than that. Cool! Because now this stone that we are getting should be able to be reconsumed and stuff and yada yada, but yeah, let's see what happens. This is a bit of a maze over here, kind of. I normally like mazes, but this is a bit tricky, to say the least. Too much tar? Well, of course there's too much tar. You aren't providing anything. And these poor robots are running out of power right when they are next to me. Cool. Now there is some tar. So will you just continue producing stuff? Yes, you will. Thank you. Now then, I think it's time to start working on the other issue, more or less. Rather, we do have a bit of gravel over here. Should we do anything with that? How much quartz do we have? Not enough, essentially. So we do need more quartz, and for that we do need more sand. And for sand we do need a lot more inserters. A lot more inserters, that's for sure. There's a hole in my Nexely tiles. I mean, this... will this even have any effect? I think we're going to need some other way of doing things here. Like if we add a sand extractor here to just... nope, the right side please. To just skip all this and go directly... yeah. Do you have to... spaghetti galore. So we're skipping ahead a few steps here. just to avoid colliding with everything else, and then we need a couple of screeners. I said a couple, but sure, that's a start. Thank you, that's a couple. So I need lots of sand for lots of quartz, essentially. Do I want to know how this has affected my electric grid? I don't, but maybe you do, so here is how the electric grid currently looks. It's still surprisingly fine, actually. These soil extractors do take up a fair amount, but that's just the way it is. Come on. That's more like it, and 2 fast inserters for the quartz ore results. Oh dear. So just to show you a bit maybe of like we went through the advanced casting, and it itself will not really do anything for us. And the thing here is that we do have both this PyScience pack and the chemical science. And the biggest problem here with the PyScience pack is this neuroprocessor, I think, because this requires a shit ton of stuff. And so optical fibers is also required for example, complex circuit boards, and even for the chemical science pack. So naturally we will do optical fibers before too many other stuff. And in order to make optical fiber, we need lots of other stuff, and for some of these things, I don't quite remember what, we need something called aramid fiber. Right, it's for the cladded core, which is part of the copper coating and yada yada. And for this we need, for example, molybdenum plates, which we currently do not have and haven't even researched. And then we also need this nichrome thingies. So there's we sort of know a couple of steps that we can take towards the end goal of next science packs, but we still have a long way there, very, very long way. But at least maybe now we are getting some more quartz ore. Oh my god, I have lots of sand. So yeah, this can be expanded for sure, which we will probably do. But I think it's time to start looking into... Oh shit, I still haven't fixed that part. And then there is also this part. But... oh well, we can't do everything this episode, so... moving right along. It's time to look into some scaled glass melting. Oh, look at that. I do have a glassware thingy over here. So, the main product that we will be producing is molten glass. How much molten glass have we produced recently? Say like 700 per minute. So let's just get rid of this and let's start over. Molten glass. Using the powdered quartz mechanism, because these other recipes are awesome, but we don't have access to them because why would we? There's a lot of things essentially that we don't have access to. So pure sand, we're actually providing that, which is fairly cool. And we actually have quite a bit of it, at least for the moment. So we will not be producing that anywhere else. Because if we would need more sand than pure sand, so it's much more efficient to transport the pure sand. Then we need some powdered quartz. For that we need crushed quartz. For that we need quartz ore. And now this might just seem too good to be true. Only 3 steps, what? How did that happen? But yeah, that's essentially how it looks like at the moment. So we need a jaw crusher. Actually, let me show you something. Control click, add items to the crafting queue. And the only thing we could add was a glassworks. Okay, hooray. So, jaw crusher and ball mill. Unfortunately, we are not told why we can't produce it. Circuit boards. Why else? And I assume that we still don't have any circuit boards here. Nope. Which is kind of the point of why we would like to set up this production chain. I mean, you have a 1700 quartz ore over there. And we are requesting quartz ore over here. But we are missing trains to transport items. So that's why nothing is happening, maybe. How are we doing with iron now? I mean, it should be doing a lot better. Although this iron is used to process things into like rich dust and yeah, sand and stuff. And oh, oops, that's bad. Oh, of course, because what? Why? Okay, I said that's bad, but this is even worse. What's going on here? Why is output full? Fluid in... It stopped? Okay, we need to check this out now. That's like a core part of our entire power area. Up in smoke, more or less. Oh, it's so nice to be able to drive through here. I was not aware of this issue. What's going on here? Why are you not doing anything? Because you don't have anything to do. Why are you not doing anything? You don't have any tree seedlings. Why are... Of all the stupid problems. Of all the stupid problems that I have ever seen in my life. Missing to fix an underground pipe when replacing a roboport. That's... yeah, that's bad. Okay. So, as I was saying, or something. This one don't really need to request any iron plates at the moment, because we are sort of trying to move this production elsewhere. So, ball mill. Ah, of course. Seaweed. I very much do regret having like removed both of those two assembling starter machines, because having one of them go for just some production of like the old recipe for where am I? For circuit boards, that would just be amazing. Don't we have the fish farming over here somewhere? Is that further up? Things are so clean here now, I don't... Oh, there it is. I felt like I am in the right city block. I am in the spaghetti area, but I forgot that the spaghetti area is now divided into two. Oh, and you are no longer necessary, thank you. Okay, ball mill. Only one common. Boy. Ball mill, yaw crusher, glassworks. We could just remove the old production, but I don't quite want to do that yet. So let's go fetch some copper ore. Ball mill, glassworks, yaw crusher. And right now we need copper plates. Very well then, copper plates it is. And it looks like research has stopped because it doesn't have any lead plates. So yeah, I am planning on, at some point, famous last words, to refactor the old green and red science production as well. You can probably understand why. Oh no, don't have very much steel. I don't recognize myself anymore in this spaghetti land. Do you? At least I still know where to find transport belts, but for a second I was like, do I still have that production here? So here in the area that was originally planned to become the stone processing area, but that will from now on be glass processing area. We need, of course, a train station. And this train station needs a couple of logistic train stops. And logistic train stops require steel, which we are struggling with, it seems. We have a little bit, but that's not a lot. We have borax, that's good, so we're just missing iron ore. Should come eventually. Speaking of which, let's take a look. How often are we getting deliveries of iron ore? And where? Wow. Like once every 7 minutes or so, we're getting a delivery from Favogaya, from quenching, from ore production. Okay, cool. And speaking of which, let's take a look at what the Favogaya station is providing us with. It's providing iron ore, raw coal, raw coal dust? Coal dust? Old Center South. Okay, it's the requester that's requesting this. Cool. Very cool. So yeah, all this should eventually help us figure out which stations are sort of the problem. Which stations were like, how should we transform the item thresholds more or less? Because sending requests too often causes trains to not be at the depot, which causes other problems. So, fluid provider of molten glass, probably, maybe. Yes, we do need to provide that. Warehouse forwarding, let's see. Item requester. Yes, please. And an item provider, probably. Because of side products. And I'm sick of this, so now I will fix a couple of roboports, hopefully, just to enable us to produce things or to build things everywhere. Go to the mall. And as you could see, I also added some radars to my crafting queue, because I would like to place one radar at every intersection. Oh, we're getting a delivery of urea. Awesome. Oh, and you got it from the sulfur provider. Cool. Hello, mall. Please give me stuff. Assuming that you have stuff. You don't have a lot of stuff. But you should have, or shouldn't you? Oh, darn it. We're not requesting a lot of roboports. That's a disappointment. Let me help you along the way. Where do we have this roboport production? It's over here. We need 5. I need roboports. Crazy amounts of roboports. So I guess I will be stuck handcrafting simple circuit boards for a while. Or something. Give me more. Engine units, you can fix that probably, but let's give you some of those as well. I mean, this is boring. How about we change something else in that case, because I am feeling a bit like expansion mode. So, request priority 1. Give me all the things, everything you need. This might lead us to have a bit of a problem with expanding it and building machines and stuff, but it should help them all get things running. Or well, it might have an effect on like our drill head production and things, which essentially affects everything else. And right, we need more steel. So I did say once upon a time that there's like 9 roboports per city block is what I'm estimating. And well, right now we have 6 roboports, which is not quite enough. And what's worse is that we don't have any steel, which means that we can't make any train stations. So that's bad. So I guess maybe that means that we should... Let's see, we do have a couple of radars at least. So let's just drive around with some radars. One in each intersection. That's not an intersection. That's an intersection. And next intersection, let's see, here we have radars. Thank you. And let's just help those poor robots, because we don't really have any robots, essentially. So, radar over here, please. And then I would like to have a connection here somewhere. Because when you build radars, you also need to make sure that they have power. Because without power, nothing happens. Good. And then I'm out of rails. Ain't that just typical? At least we placed some more radars. Okay, please can you just find me a container that contains steel? Just any steel. Oh dear. 500 steel here? Yep, that's 500 steel right there in the mall. Is there anything else that's not inside the mall? Some... oh, that seems like a nice place. Let's go there. And it's right in front of us. How nice. Thank you. And then let's set up these train stations and call it an episode. So now we're just kind of like ready to rumble. Not rumble exactly, but you know what I mean. So this will be glass processing. Side product provider. And this one shall be known as glass processing item provider. And this will be known as glass processing molten glass provider. And then we just need some electricity, which is always a bit hard to come by. And let's see. Can I just make it go somewhere through here and then over here where we hopefully have some electricity? Yes, thank you. Good. And signals. And then just place this pie tank, and that's it for this episode. So in the next episode we will place some radars, unless I do it right now, because I do love my radars. So in the next episode we will continue finishing this, but are you kidding me? There we go. We will finish this glass processing area and probably, most likely, fix a couple of other problems. I'm curious though, how has the slaked lime processing been like in the last hour compared to the last 10 hours? Okay. It does go up and down. How has the coke processing been? We are producing a quite steady amount of coke at the moment. But it's possible that we might need more. And by the looks of it, yes, we need more. So we'll probably scale up coke processing. Thank you for watching. See you next time.